Fact of the day.
Fact of the day.
Hello, hi, and welcome to Fact of the Day with me, Mark Lotsu. Electric eel-inspired devices inside the human body. The knifefish or electric eel, Electrophorus electricus, probably one of the best scientific names ever, provided the creative spark for Alessandro Volta's invention of the first battery 218 years ago in 1800. So now it's back on the scene. Well, it has been for a while, but it's used to inspire research scientists in order to create a power source for artificial organs and devices inside the human body. Well, they can do the impossible. I mean, literally impossible. You know the cell membrane? The membrane around every single cell in all 37.2 trillion cells in our body, and a membrane in all cells in all living organisms? Well, it can only withstand a voltage of about 200 millivolts. How is it then that the electric eel can generate a voltage of 600 volts? That's a 300,000% increase in voltage. That is insane. And it uses this to stun its prey, which you'd be stunned if you got hit with 600 volts. It's because across each membrane of specialized cells that the electric eel has, called electrocytes, the voltage is very, very low. But there are thousands and thousands of these cells in a row, in series, and so the voltage from each cell is added up to give you the total voltage of 600 volts. So a prototype based on this has been built that runs on a solution of salt and water, but researchers are looking to get it running on body fluids. So the prototype uses 4 different hydrogels made of polyacrylamide and water, and then they stacked them on top of each other. They stacked 2,500 of them together and were able to generate a voltage of 110 volts. Pathetic really compared to the electric eel. So their next aim is to make the membranes really, really thin, much thinner, because the electric eel's membranes are much thinner and therefore there's a much lower resistance, so you can generate a larger voltage. So the research is being co-led by Thomas Schroeder, a chemical engineer at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. He said the artificial organ, the prototype, has lots of characteristics that traditional batteries don't have. They're not as toxic and they run on renewable streams of electrolyte solutions. So the potential here is to generate electric power inside a living body like us human beings. Then use that power generated inside our bodies to power things like pacemakers or insulin pumps or any drug delivery pumps, but their thinking's too small. Just this is where cybernetics is going to really take off. Imagine having a robotic eye but not needing any power source for that robotic eye because your body generates the power it needs from its own cells. How cool would that be? That is electric eel inspired devices inside the human body. Thanks for watching. Love you, bye, love you, bye, love you, bye.